If you're tired of boring grammar books and you want to finally feel the language, you're in the right place. In this channel, we use exciting stories to help you understand and speak English naturally. Today's story is wild, emotional, and full of useful English. You'll enjoy it so much, you won't even realize you're learning. So before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a story. Now, let's dive into today's crazy adventure. There was a girl named Hannah who loved traveling. She had already been to many countries, but this time, she wanted something different. She wasn't looking for shopping malls or beach parties. She wanted peace. So she booked a flight to Bali, a place she had seen in pictures but never experienced with her own eyes. When she arrived, the air smelled like flowers and incense. Everything was green and soft, like a dream you didn't want to wake up from. Hannah stayed in a small guest house near a forest. Monkeys played in the trees above her window, and every morning, she woke up to birds singing. One day, she decided to visit a famous temple hidden deep inside the jungle. It wasn't on the usual tourist path. A local woman told her about it while they were drinking coconut water together. The woman said it was magical, quiet, powerful. Hannah liked the sound of that. She put on her comfortable sandals, took a bottle of water, and followed the woman's directions. She walked for nearly an hour, through thick trees and soft mud. Her legs got tired, but her mind was calm. She felt like she was going somewhere important. When she reached the temple, she stopped. It was old, beautiful, and surrounded by stone statues covered in moss. She took off her shoes because there was a sign that said, "Please respect the temple. No shoes beyond this point." Inside, everything felt different. The air was cooler. The silence was louder. Hannah walked slowly, looking at the carvings on the walls, the small offerings of flowers and rice, the incense smoke rising into the sky. She didn't understand the rituals, but she felt something. It was as if the temple was whispering to her, not with words, but with feelings. She sat down on the stone floor. She closed her eyes. She didn't know how long she stayed there, but when she opened her eyes, the light had changed. The sun was lower. Shadows were longer. She stood up slowly and walked outside. But something was wrong. Her shoes were gone. She looked around. Nothing. Only the trees, the statues, the soft sound of wind. She waited, thinking maybe someone had moved them. But no one came. There was nobody around. She wasn't scared, just confused. She walked to the entrance of the temple and checked again. Still no shoes. She laughed. It was a strange laugh, half surprised, half unsure. What now? The path back to her guest house was rocky and dirty. But there was no other option. She picked up her water bottle, took a deep breath, and started walking. The forest was louder now. Birds called to each other in high voices. Leaves moved like they were alive. Hannah walked slowly, her bare feet touching the earth. She could feel everything. The small stones, the wet leaves, the cool mud. Every step made her more aware. She passed a monkey that stared at her like it had a secret. She smiled at it. Maybe the monkey took her shoes. Maybe the temple wanted her to walk home like this. She kept walking, one careful step at a time. Her feet hurt, but she didn't stop. It wasn't just a walk anymore. It felt like a lesson, something deep and quiet. She thought about how she always rushed in her normal life. always wearing shoes, always thinking ahead. Now, she was just there, in the moment. When she finally reached her guest house, her feet were brown with dirt, and her legs were shaking. But she was smiling. That night, she told the guest house owner what happened. He just nodded and said, "Some temples don't want shoes. Maybe yours wanted to keep them." She laughed again. But this time, it wasn't confusion. It was joy. The next morning, she didn't look for new shoes. She walked to the market barefoot. People stared, but she didn't care. Something had changed. For the rest of her trip, she visited more temples. She always took off her shoes, but now she left them with love, not just because of a rule. And every time she walked barefoot, she remembered that first temple, that strange, magical moment. She returned home a week later. Her suitcase was lighter. Her heart was heavier, but in a good way. She didn't tell many people about the lost shoes. It wasn't about the shoes. It was about what she learned. To be still, to listen, to feel the ground. Now, take a second and think about this. You just learned so many useful English structures without even trying. You saw past tenses, descriptive language, and phrases that native speakers actually use in real life. And you didn't need a grammar book. That's the power of stories. They teach you naturally, through emotion and imagination. So if you enjoyed this experience, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We post new stories every single day to help you grow your English in the most enjoyable way possible. And now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever lost something while traveling? Or had a strange moment that taught you something? Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one. See you in the next story.